Hello, everybody. Welcome to another M8 meetup. We had one last week that we didn't put on YouTube because I messed up and Mikey's microphone was never going to the Twitch stream, was what we used to put it onto YouTube. So I was just like talking to silence. And because it was early beta access for the new firmware I've been working on, figured, we don't need to put this on YouTube. We'll just do another one this weekend, and that's what we're doing. Joining me today is Mikey303.
Hi.
And my wife, Sky.
Hello.
We are all hanging out in the same room because Mikey came down to LA to help do some M8 things. And we just figured, why not? Because it's always fun to do it all in the same room. So, yeah. Hopefully everything is working and ready to go. I think I'm sharing my screen on Discord, maybe.
I see it.
Okay, good. So yeah, we're gonna go over the 6.2 features. Some things have changed since we released the beta at the beginning of or last weekend, 1 week ago, and I'll go over those too. So yeah, 6.2 has basically a bunch of little. Well, it's not a big update. It's not like a major version, but it has some pretty awesome little features here. One of which is when you save a song, it'll create a backup of the old song that you're replacing. And it'll put it in a backup folder, and it'll have the work hours that you spent on that song. So song backups is now built in. It'll just automatically save whenever you overwrite a song file. It will not back up any samples because samples are not stored in the song. Just a little food for thought. And what do I have? I have a list I need to actually go through for this. WAVsynth. So this is something new. WAVsynth has a triangle shape, and before the triangle shape, the scan parameter did nothing because of how scan works on these primitive shapes. It does I think it does a horizontal mirroring of it, if I'm not mistaken. I forget. It might be a vertical mirroring. But because it's a triangle, it basically had no effect. So we modified it so that it does kind of a PWM-like effect, and I'll show you that here. Hopefully you could hear that, because I can't. So that's a new thing with triangle on the WAVsynth. So let's set this to yeah. So all previous versions of M8, this did nothing. So hopefully it doesn't break your song. Let's see what else we got other than a crooked display. Why is my camera sideways? Ooh. Oh God.
Oh, where are we going?
Wait, maybe I should, I'm just going to switch views and leave this here. Oh God. How do I, there we go. Easier time. All right. Let's see. Did that. Oh, let's just leave this here. So we replaced the we as in the royal me, we as in me. The chorus was replaced with a thing called ModFX, which basically the chorus is now a configurable thing between chorus, flanger, and phaser. Flanger, phaser, and flanger. And it's a stereo flanger and a stereo phaser. Of course, you could just change the stereo width if you don't want stereo. The other thing that was added is there is, in the effects commands for it, there is a type. So you could set the ModFX type in your sequence. And you could also set the phase of the modulation using this digit the left digit, which is probably pretty neat to experiment with if you wanted to kind of reset on a specific position when you start the song, or as an effect to have it re-trigger the phase position. Ba-ba-ba. Anybody have any questions? No? Good. Moving on. Reverb, we have a new shimmer parameter, which is basically just a volume of an octave up shimmer. I could set up a sample. Yeah. And then we got OTT. OTT is this is basically a parallel multi-band compressor specifically set up to bring up really quiet sounds. And I will show you by playing a song that I've used before in meetups, which is this boy. You can see it's really bringing up the reverb, for instance. This is pretty extreme value. I have it on now, but just for demonstration's sake. If you click, you tap at it on any of these, it brings you up to a secondary display, the limiter scope, which has all the optional parameters for each of these things. The mixer's soft clipping got moved to here. Limiter's attack and release envelope. The DJ filter's type and resonance. And OTT has a time and color parameter. With the time parameter on OTT, the lower the value is, the faster it reacts. So if I want that background to really come up front quickly, bring this down to like say 40. You can actually kind of see it in the scope when I do this. Now it's much slower, so you can hear it kind of ramp up during silence. So 80/80 is the default here. 80 is just 100% time. Goes up to 1000% and then down to 10. So the story behind OTT is it's a preset in Ableton for their multi-band compressor. It's
hard to hear you while the M8's going.
Oh, okay. It's got, it's been used in a lot of EDM production. It's got kind of a thing. If you look up OTT online, you'll find out more information about it. Ableton, etc. has basically a time macro parameter that changes the envelope times that are used in the upward downwards compression, and this is basically a macro parameter doing the same sort of thing. And then color changes basically the frequency characteristics. It's another macro parameter to make it easy to use in our limited interface. I think if you have a problem hearing me, you will have a volume for, I think, the shared screen volume. You could turn that down a little bit. But, yeah. Bum, bum, bum. That is OTT. If anybody has any questions, let me know and I go over them.
What exactly does color do for
It changes both the midpoint and high point. So multi-band compressor, this one has basically a low end, mid-range, and a high end. And each of those are defined by basically crossover points. By default, I don't remember the numbers, but it's somewhere around 200 hertz between mid and low, and then 2000 hertz between mid and high. Don't quote me on that because I forget the exact points. As well as there's some boosting going on, some post gain between those three stages when they're mushed back together. And color basically adjusts both those 2 points to either focus more on the high end or when it's above 80 or more toward the low end when it's below 80. It'll adjust both the gains and the cutoff points of those envelopes. Apparently my voice is not working on Discord. I'm not sure.
Seems like it's
okay.
Yeah.
User specific. Thanks for ruining the stream. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry.
No, not you. Where did you come from? Okay. So we're moving on from OTT. Oh, wait. No, we're not. I forgot. We also have OTT as a... Oh, I don't want to load that one. Let's try... I do not want to go into recordings. It's like a bunch of microphone tests. Yeah, sure, whatever. So in our sample editor, there's also OTT. If you want to quickly squish something, you can. Or if you want to take a render, a recording of a render and squish it, you could do that as well. By default, OTT does not render out when you do a quick selection render, because the idea of quick selection render is you put it back into the song. And if we did that, then you would get double the OTT. So the only way to render a audio that has OTT in it is to do it from the render screen, and it has to be a mixed and not stems. Normally, if I wanted to apply something extra OTT, I could just do a quick selection render and then go into sample editor and apply OTT from there. That's kind of the workflow. So another thing I added because of OTT was, so how do I word this right? The thing about OTT is it does an upwards compression on all three of those bands I previously spoke of, independently. So high frequency content, if there's not much in what's playing through, OTT will really squash, it'll really bring up the volume of the high end to basically bring up any very quiet details of that. And because of that, if we turn up our input, you'll start hearing the line noise pretty significantly. So what I added here was in system settings, there's a line in gate, and that allows you to set a dB threshold to basically gate on or off the line input. So that way you could have a line input being fed through the mixer through OTT, but not constantly hearing the hiss sound of the input. You don't need it. Don't use it. But if you do need it, it's here if you need it. Okay? So I'll go from, I think it's like -70 to, this basically sets how quiet the signal needs to be. Normally how I'd use this parameter is as soon as I stop seeing audio being brought through on the mixer, then that's the value I want to use. So let's see if I bring up OTT a bunch and not hear anything. It's because there. So if I just have it on -70 right now, you could see on the mixer there, it's constant. The gate is constantly opening and closing, so you see it kind of the audio bouncing back and forth. If I just start moving this until it stops, that's basically where I end up setting the line input gate. All right, that's it for the features of 6.2. I believe we're in a pretty stable beta right now. I've been fixing bugs as they've been coming up, within minutes or hours of them popping up. So we've been pretty much on top of it, and hopefully the official release will happen in the next week or so. Also, for note, we have orders opening up on Monday, 7 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time at 7 a.m. And they're not pre-orders, they're for direct ordering. Yeah. Those units that are shipping, of course, won't have this firmware because we're still in beta right now. and we're currently boxing them up to ship them out as soon as the orders come in. So they should start shipping out on Tuesday if you place an order on Monday. What else? We have an iOS application that Llaama's been working on that is awesome, and it's the M8C for Apple for iOS. It works on iPhones and iPads for those that want to display your M8 on the iPad.
Yeah, it works really great. We actually used a beta version of it at Super Booth for the displays, and it looked wonderful. So thank you, laamaa, again for setting us up with that.
Yeah. We could just never mind. I was gonna say a joke and I decided not to. All right. So I think that's it in presenting stuff. If anybody has any questions, please ask them and I will answer them in regards to this firmware or otherwise. And if you don't, we'll just move on to bundles. You mentioned some upcoming shows last week. Any chance you could say more now? No, I can't. No, I'm kidding. We're doing a show in Melbourne, Australia, in the spring of next year. We're still working out the details, though. So.
Someone's asking, is there a list of features posted somewhere that they can go through before the Meetup gets posted to YouTube?
Yeah, you could go back on Twitch to rewatch the stream, or you could go in the beta testing channel and look at the changelog there. It's a pinned message in there.
Someone asks, what does Shimmer Reverb do?
It puts the feedback signal back into the loop of audio that is the reverb, and before it does that, it shifts it. It reads it twice as fast, so that way it has an upwards, an octave up higher than what it came in as. So it's basically a feedback loop that's adding an octave up from whatever is coming in. I think that's the right way to explain it.
Yeah.
Aren't there some that put it an octave down?
Yeah, there are some like anti-shimmers.
Well, I mean, normally, yes. Normally there's a parameter for the detune. So you could go, normally it'd be plus, or it'd be minus to plus 12. So you could even put it in cents. If you're into that sort of...
That was a me question, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. Okay. It's just not an M8.
Yeah.
I did experiment with it, but the going an octave down sucked because going either direction kind of sucks, to be honest with you, just because, so you would think in practice, oh, this is kind of cool because it's like adding, say, an octave up, or maybe if it was a fifth, it might be even more interesting. Ooh. But it takes a fifth up, and then it reapplies that fifth up again through the loop, and then it reapplies that fifth up again through the loop, and then again through the loop.
So then, color wheels.
Yeah, exactly. So in testing, I was playing with different values, and for now, it's easiest to just leave it at a plus 12. But if I went an octave lower, I need a smarter way of dealing with the low end frequencies to not have basically DC offsets in the mix. So,
Graz asks, any chance of different colorways of the M8 finally coming soon, like the silver?
No. We've been loosely talking about doing something, but there's nothing set in stone yet. Yeah. Does anybody want like new M8 shells? Because that sounds like a nightmare for me to fulfill. But if you do, everybody just send a support request email, and then Mikey will have to sort them all and keep track of them.
Yeah, thank you. Keep me employed.
That's right. If you want to keep Mikey employed, just keep sending emails to us. Especially if they're about like Ableton or something. That's not necessarily M8 related.
Those are good ones.
We could have like a technical synth hotline. So you could ask any technical question and our experts will get back to you. I'm joking, Mikey, by the way.
Are you though?
I mean, I was joking, so hopefully nobody emails you now.
Well, I just got like 20 emails for some reason. So thank you everyone for your support.
What
S
is the
says,
date?
"Hey Mikey, why doesn't my breakdown slap?"
You gotta use like one sample. I know you're all FM. You gotta use one, just one.
Ooh, no, I could answer S for this one. You have too many notes. If you have less notes, it'll slap more.
It needs to just be one gigantic slap.
Yeah.
A really hard slap.
All right, so I guess we're going to go through bundles.
Yeah, so we got I think 19 entries this time. Only two newcomers. So everyone else is a returning submission or submitter, I guess. I don't know. Should be good.
Let's do this.
Are we going in alphabetical order?
I'm just going on whatever's on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Are you watching the stream, Sky?
Yeah.
I'm going to have Sky again do the names because I've butchered everybody's names so much. I know everybody thinks it's kind of funny. And in retrospect, I do too. But I also feel bad because I want to make sure that the artist is represented correctly.
How do I full screen the... Or not? Hang on. I am having screen real estate issues.
Hold on as we work out technical information.
I don't think you can do it that way.
See how Mikey's helping?
I can help out.
Yeah.
Help out.
Yeah. This is why you're customer support.
Yeah. All right. I can list off the first one. I believe the first one is going to be either Micha Mendel or Micha Mendel.
I figured it out.
Oh.
You can keep going.
And it's Omega Robot.
Awesome.
That was Omega Robot by Micha Mendel.
Are up next.
Oh. We have ascdi with Click Beta Mix. Let's see. That was Click Beta Mix by ascdi.
I love me some plucked.
Anyone else here a fan of Carpless Strong?
Who's that?
He's a cool guy.
Is he German or something?
Could be. Two guys.
Is that like a beer? Car Plus and Strong?
I'm more of a Carpless medium kind of guy.
We're going to go in order. I don't want to drop an S track immediately. No, I'm just kidding. I could just delete this folder, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
They forgot to include samples, so I put some in the song.
Oh,
You're
sounds
welcome,
great.
S.
we got S with froop. That was Froop by S.
Apparently, that was all just FM synth, no samples. What? No samples? I'm gonna steal your secrets. Also, the OTT should have been brought up like this. I'm not gonna play that. Of course, but...
It's okay. You can save over it because it'll just have a backup.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, S. Next up, we got Nuclear Stars by Dustsucker.
These are particles of radioactive fallout. And this is how a single particle looks magnified several hundred times. A radioactive piece of matter from a nuclear explosion.
That was Nuclear Stars by Dustsucker, which features OTT use.
That was fun. It kind of reminded me of have you ever been to like a rave inside like one of those like water drain, like those big drains, tunnels, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know where you go to party.
Yeah, I gotta go to more parties.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, I'm getting old.
You ever been to one of those storm drain raves?
Yeah, like the big sewer. You've never been to like a sewer rave?
No.
Y'all need to go to more sewers.
Wait, you go to sewer raves in Seattle?
Yeah.
Like where it rains?
Yeah.
So you all could get like flushed out in a matter of seconds.
You gotta get water wings.
So it's like a pool party, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's rocking out with life preservers?
Exactly.
Awesome. All right, moving on.
Next up, we got June Engine with Atomic Ocean. That was Atomic Ocean by June Engine.
Awesome. Thank you so much for submitting your bundle, everybody. Next up, we got laamaa. I'm taking over your job, Sky.
Fine.
No, I'm kidding. I can't.
I'm quitting.
SAPPHIRETRON?
SAPPHIRETRON.
Sorry, I was just going into autopilot. By the way, people that are watching this on YouTube or Twitch, I think you're missing out if you're not in the chat in Discord, because some of these GIFs are hilarious. So we were all kind of laughing at some of them coming through. That was awesome. That again was laamaa with SAPPHIRETRON. Apparently the guitar was recorded on the M8 microphone, which I don't believe, so don't take that as truth.
Next up, we got Wave by The Way Up. That was The Way Up with Wave, which also features OTT.
Or as the kids call it, OT. I'm just kidding. Nobody calls it that. Don't you ever call it that.
Next up, we got Jegasus with Don't Touch My Pepperonis.
Nipple, 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 nipple.
Don't touch my pepperoni. Don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch my pepperoni.
Nipple, 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 nipple.
Don't touch my pepperoni. Don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch my pepperoni.
That was Jegasus with Don't Touch My Pepperonis. Next up, we got nickypy with Drifting. That was Drifting by nickypy. Next up, we have Honey Wizard with Rodeo Clown. That was Rodeo Clown by Honey Wizard. Next up, we got Mai Jamás with Gafaw.
Thank you for reading these, Sky.
You're welcome. Sorry if I'm butchering.
It's okay. If it was me, I would be doing far, far worse. Isn't that right, Mr. Dr. Katz?
next month that is made entirely on the M8. Also, they say the M8 is incredible. Thank you, Tim.
Welcome.
Next up, we got Emptiness Above from Rolkinn. Are we live?
Yeah.
That was Emptiness Above by Rolkinn. Next up, we have Kungucakes with Squelch'm. was Squelch'm by Kungucakes. That song uses Shimmer and OTT.
It was fairly over the top.
Next up. Ooh. Oh, there you are. Okay. Next up, we got Disposable Planet with Vanagon Odyssey.
Was awesome.
That was Vanagon Odyssey by Disposable Planet, also featuring a dash of OTT on the main mix. Next up, we got Witch by dollabeats. That was Witch by dollabeats. Hello?
Sorry.
Next up, we got GLUNGLE 99-6. Still a working title, I see, by Gleix. was GLUNGLE 99-6 from Gleix. Next up, we got MrdrCat. I'm sorry, I'm being told it's MrdrCat with Murder Car. Mr. Dr. Car with Howdy, Space Cowboy.
I like Mr. Dr. Cat more than MrdrCat. But maybe I'm biased.
Well, howdy, Space Cowboy. What brings you to this godforsaken quadrant?
A ship?
You don't say. Business or pleasure?
Business.
Aw. Well, if business goes south,
Contact token accepted.
find me.
Contact token erased. Heard that.
That was MrdrCat with Howdy, Space Cowboy. Final song, we've got Twee with Not Enough Flanger. That was Twy with Not Enough Flanger.
I don't know how that song worked. I'm super confused right now.
How does song work?
I don't know.
What is order?
I'm so confused right now. Thank you, everyone, for submitting your songs to the meetup. And thank you for joining us. We should do another one of these soon. Maybe myself and Mikey will figure out a date of when we should do another one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the songs are incredible. And no FS1R is not better than M8. Or is not, yeah, reverse that. Reverse what I said. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining us for another successful meetup. Hope you enjoy those new 6.2 features. Again, we should be out of beta in the coming week or so. And we have orders opening up on Monday for units for those of you that do not have one that want. They will start shipping on Tuesday. So yeah. We are going to go eat some food and watch some things and have a good rest of our weekend, and I hope you do too.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.